With The Rock responding to Backlash and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching The Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Going over goals for himself, WWE Hall of Famer Batista told Screen Rant, "I've wanted to direct for years. For a while, I was looking for a project that I could direct because it's got to be very contained. I'm not looking to be a blockbuster director. I want to direct what I like. As a fan, I really am drawn to indie dramas. I like inspiring stories. I like deep emotional stories. For years, I looked for a script, the right one for me, and I finally just came up with my own idea. So now I'm searching for writers, but I will. My plan is to sometime in 2025 direct my first film." When it comes to Brock Lesnar's status in the upcoming WWE video game, given that he was implicated in the lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon, Ringside News wrote that following these allegations, Lesnar has been removed from all upcoming WWE creative plans and promotional ads for WWE 2K24. However, it appears that the video game publisher is taking steps to address the situation while avoiding potential delays in the game's release. According to Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics, the publisher is working to update the game in line with WWE's actions, but removing Lesnar entirely could impact the release date. Mike Straw from Insider Gaming suggests that due to these logistical challenges, it's unlikely that Lesnar will be entirely removed from the game. Despite the controversy surrounding Lesnar, current indications suggest that he will still be featured in the showcase mode of WWE 2K24. Talking about what is next for him in WWE, LA Knight noted to Baby Huey on the In the Click podcast, "Look, for me, again, I never got into this to be a background player. I want to be the guy, and in order to do that, I need to be the champion. I need to be the WWE champion, the guy. Right now, I feel like Roman Reigns is holding that role. Some could say it's Seth Rollins, but I look at that streak that Roman Reigns is on and he's holding, and I want that. Now, am I opposed to, on the way there, doing it the old way of getting that US Championship or Intercontinental Championship as a proving ground, as a stepping stone to getting there? Look, man, I told everybody from day one, I'm coming in for gold. Nobody's going to stop me from that. So if that means US title on the way, Intercontinental Championship on the way, or whatever, I mean, I'm game for it. At the end of the day, I'm looking for that top spot." Despite recently winning the AEW Tag Team belts with Darby Allin, it appears Sting was against this idea, as Fightful Select reported that Sting is now an AEW Tag Team Champion, but he likely wouldn't have been if he had his way. Sting and Darby Allin emerged victorious on the February 7th Dynamite, just under 1 month away from Sting's retirement match at AEW Revolution 2024. In beating Ricky Starks and Big Bill, the duo became AEW Tag Team Champions. We're told that not only was Sting adamantly and long against winning the AEW Tag Team titles, for a long time he was against even competing for them. However, some in AEW said that from their standpoint, Sting and Darby were undefeated as a tag team and should have had a title shot well before within the context of the television show. We're told the decision was made well in advance for Sting and Allin to win the tag team titles, and Sting went along with it. Those we spoke to said he was all smiles after the match backstage. After Sting's match, he would be attacked by the Young Bucks as AEW President Tony Khan can be seen checking on him. Giving praise to his wife, Becky Lynch, when it comes to her skills on the microphone, Seth Rollins said this to Cam Hayward on Not Just Football. "She's a better promo than me, hands down. She's the best female talker by a mile, and one of the best talkers there has ever been, in my opinion, in this game. She's a better promo than me, no doubt." Speaking about how things have been backstage in AEW, Swerve Strickland told the Smooth Vega podcast morale has been excellent. I haven't seen any issues. I haven't seen issues when morale was said to be down. I had a good time. The people I worked with had a great time. Name a workplace that doesn't have people having issues with what's going on at their job in their position. People want to get better and move up the card. People want to get more TV time and to be the champion. People want a match with him or a match with her. That's everywhere. It appears that The Rock had the option to wrestle on the Saudi Arabia card against Roman Reigns, as Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio. Dwayne wanted it to be Mania, and that's true. There are people who thought it might be better on another show. I know people who suggested the idea of Saudi Arabia for Dwayne and Cody for WrestleMania. However, Dwayne wanted WrestleMania. Confirming that she is no longer a part of WWE, Amari Miller posted this to Instagram, picking up my crown and going into my next chapter. So today, WWE and I have parted ways. Neither one of us decided to re-sign another contract, so my 3 years are up. I am beyond grateful of what they have given me and taught me, but my journey there has come to an end. When a door closes, one door opens. Will I keep wrestling? Who knows? Will I lace up my boots again in the future? Possibly. I got to experience a lifestyle that most people dream of, and I will never take it back. On to the next chapter of my life. Thank you, coaches, WWE, and the fans who actually supported me, not the fans who were BSers wishing me bad during my career. LOL. Much love, Cameron Clay, formerly known as Amari Miller. Giving a prediction in WWE following The Rock being appointed to the TKO Board of Directors, Ryback said on his podcast, Triple H and many more within WWE may be hearing these words very soon. You're fired. There's a whole lot more going on than meets the eye with this whole Vince McMahon WWE sex trafficking scandal. And the news that is going to come out with all of this and The Rock being placed on the board of directors for TKO, it is being reported that allegedly The Rock now has more power within WWE than Triple H. This isn't a prediction, it's a spoiler, to quote Oswald Cobblepot, aka Paul Heyman. Guys, what you're seeing play out is TKO is putting in the pieces that they need to replace within those walls in WWE. And what you're going to see Triple H fired, done. You're going to see Bruce Pritchard fired, done. You're going to see Michael Hayes fired, done. And you're going to see all the other producers and people that have been there under Vince McMahon the last 15 to 20 years, you're going to see those people fired. A lot more is coming out, a lot more. And it may not happen right away or overnight, but the wheels are in motion. Going over the AEW status of Mercedes Mone, who has been rumored to be debuting for the promotion, Ringside News wrote that initially WWE was in talks with Mercedes Mone towards the end of December, but discussions fell through due to financial obstacles, similar to previous negotiations with AEW. Despite the initial setback, talks with AEW persisted, eventually culminating in an agreement. Interestingly, WWE publicly acknowledged the conclusion of their discussions, signaling a shift in Mercedes' trajectory. While there was contemplation over when to announce or debut Mercedes, it was ultimately decided to hold off until the TD Garden event, according to Fightful Select. Numerous possibilities were explored, but the decision to unveil Mercedes at the March 13th show had been solidified for weeks, coinciding with the announcement of the February 7th show. Furthermore, it's worth noting that Mercedes has been on AEW's payroll since January, indicating the company's commitment to integrating her into their roster. Asked about his readiness to return to in-ring action in WWE, The Rock told the Pat McAfee show, "The world of pro wrestling, I haven't done that in a very long time. When I do get back to the ring at WrestleMania, the most important thing is the training camp that has already started. I have multiple rings set up in Hawaii and in the West Coast. We're full on in camp. The body is hurting because it's hard to adjust back, but in a way, it's like riding a bike. I was lucky in my career, I was somewhat a ring general, but the training part of it, it's hard because is you can do the weights, you can do all the stuff you want to do, but until you go back in the ring and take those falls and slams and suplexes, there's nothing like it. To answer your question on why, dude, I love it. I don't have to go back, but I love what I do. I love getting in there. I love pro wrestling. It's who I am and what I was born to do. I was born in this business. Taking a shot at fans that are upset about The Rock taking the WrestleMania 40 spot of Cody Rhodes, The Rock said this during that same interview. "Cody, I love his passionate fans. Then there's the other passionate fans of Cody. They're called, what's that? Oh, Cody Crybabies. These are grown-ass men. Oh, Cody's got to finish his story. Finish his story right now." It's like, wait a second. "Hey, Dad, do you want to go outside and play catch?" "No, Cody's losing and I'm upset." The wife comes in. "Hey, honey, do you want to have sex?" "Not now. He's got to finish his story." At the end of the day, you got the Cody Crybabies, the Cody fans, and Cody himself. So there's a clear distinction between the three. Reflecting on the loss of his grandfather, Montez Ford wrote this on Instagram. "For the last 3 days, I've been trying to get myself together, but I've never experienced pain like this before. My granddaddy is the most important person to me. He was the prime example of what a man is. He is the patriarch of our family. He lived to see 85 beautiful years, and 85 years for a black man is a rare and beautiful thing. 4 lifetimes. He's seen and done it all, and what hurts me most is that I just miss talking to him. Even up until Monday, he would always call and leave me voicemails or would check and see how I was doing. This was all in between my visits to Chicago while on road wrestling, and every time I was in Chicago, if I saw no one else, I saw him. He watched everything, program and appearance I've been on in the WWE since I arrived, and he was very witty. Now everyone knows where it comes from. I took everything from him. The way he talked, the way he carried himself, and the way our family views him. He always told me to keep at least $20 in my pocket, which I still do till this day, and hands down, he's the coolest, most chill cat you could ever meet. I questioned God for the first time in a long time this week, but it was out of the selfishness of wanting him here. But even in his last words, he wanted to go rest. Even in these photos, his strength wasn't there, but he used whatever he had to stand up for me. For that, I'll always stand up in any situation in remembrance of him. Rest easy, Granddaddy. Thanks for always putting up with our pranks as kids and always being a good sport about it, for allowing me to do frog splashes off your porch onto the mattresses from the basement, for learning and doing backflips in the yard, to the conversations in the front living room while listening to BB King. Also, to you visiting my home after years of telling people he wasn't getting on no plane, but he did for me. I'm glad you saw your grandson get it right like we always spoke. My granddaddy's sacrifices are the reason I'm here today, and God knows I'll keep trying to make him proud with every step that I take. I just will miss him, man. Love your grandson forever, as you would always call me, KC Jones." Speaking about a potential return to WWE for her husband, Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green said this on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. "I would also love to know that. I'm waiting. I am patiently waiting. Because not that I want to be partnered up with him in WWE. That would be great. I think we could have an amazing mixed match, tag team division, whatever it is, but I don't know. I don't know why. I would love to know why. I would love to be a fly on the wall of kind of like the meetings of the top guys in WWE. But I do feel like in my heart of hearts, it's only a matter of time. It feels crazy that he wouldn't be." Giving his reason as to why Cody Rhodes should challenge him at WrestleMania 40 and not Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins told the Rich Eisen show, "I said, Cody Rhodes, come take a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. I understand Cody Rhodes, one of the top performers in WWE. He's got to finish the story. He's got the story in mind. He wants the WWE Championship. It's a title that his father, the late great American Dream Dusty Rhodes, has never won. Almost won it, had it ripped away. He never won it. He wants to fulfill that destiny. I understand that, but that title doesn't mean what it once did. Roman Reigns has ruined that title. This is the championship in WWE right here. This is the most prestigious title in our entire industry. I've put in the work over the past year to make it that way, and I want to test myself against the best at WrestleMania, and the best is the winner of the Royal Rumble now 2 years in a row, Cody Rhodes. That's what I want." Well, look, Roman Reigns working on his own schedule and in his mind, he thinks that makes the title bigger, and maybe at a time that was the truth. But the problem is, Roman Reigns isn't present. present, which means his title isn't present, which means you don't have a crack at it, which means there's a glass ceiling. Which means the title that he holds isn't going to be in every town, in every city. It's not there. It's the Hollywood title. It's as close to a prop as you can call it, and I don't want to demean it because I've been the World Heavyweight Champion, that WWE Champion, and when I took it everywhere. I defended it all over the place. I made sure that it was present. I made sure that it was on Raw. It was on SmackDown. I made sure that other people had an opportunity at that title. He has kind of demeaned the title so much that it just don't mean what this one means, man. I built this one up from nothing, from scratch. This didn't exist a year ago, and now I'm walking to WrestleMania, biggest champion in the biz. Talking about the negative reception, The Rock has been on the receiving end of following SmackDown last week. Seth Rollins said this on Maggie and Perloff. Well, maybe not. No one saw coming. I think some of us with a right mind might have seen this coming. I don't know. I was in the ring for the Rocky sucks chance. You saw my reaction. That was as legitimate as it comes. I was not prepared. I was prepared maybe for a little we want Cody. Didn't know if they were going to boo The Rock. The Rocky sucks one, whoa, that hit me. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. He's a brand expert, Dwayne Johnson. He knows what he's doing. He'll figure it out one way or another. I don't know how this is going to sit with him. I don't know if he's on a level where it doesn't matter to him. He's going to do what he does. Or is he going to take this to heart? He's a passionate guy. Whatever he gets involved in, it's because he has passion for it. I assume him getting back involved with WWE has a lot to do with his passion for this. That negative reaction, it might fester. Years ago when they did this to him and chanted Rocky sucks, they went a little further and there were some die Rocky die chants. It was crazy back in the day. He took it and ran with it, and it's part of what made him who he is today. Who knows? I'm excited. WrestleMania season is upon us. So many possibilities. The Rock is back and it's all good. At the WrestleMania XL press event, CM Punk gave a health update as he recently underwent surgery to repair a torn tricep, saying, well, it sucks, he began as he showed his arm in a protective brace over a suit jacket. I am 1 week from surgery today, and it's still not 100%, so I'm a little upset about it. I am heartbroken I cannot compete at WrestleMania, he continued, but like I said, fans boo. Oh, don't worry, I'm still in the mix. I'm still gonna piss a lot of people off. My mouth still works. My brain still works. When it comes to a reason why Scott D'Amore was released from his role as president of TNA Wrestling, Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful, noted that one talent said they believed Anthem wanted the brand to be more closely associated with them as opposed to D'Amore. And when we asked another about that, they said, I can see that, but he saved TNA. Dave Meltzer added on Wrestling Observer Radio, it was coming back, TNA. It was getting more popular, but their whole thing was to just have a product, tape television, fulfill your pay-per-views, your streaming stuff, and do it as cheaply as possible. You know, whether that is the reason of the split, that was it, or there was some other thing that we don't know, I'm sure it'll be out in the next couple of days. That was one thing that I had heard from people is that was a dispute he had with management. PW Insider then said that the word making the rounds over the last day or so is that at some point in recent weeks, D'Amore approached Anthem with an offer to buy TNA outright from Anthem, said to have been backed by a letter with a major banking institution, but it was rebuffed. We have heard from some on the Anthem side that it was seen as a legitimate offer that was worthy of consideration, but the decision was made not to accept. If Anthem wanted to do away with TNA, they could have just sold it off to D'Amore or sought bids from WWE, AEW, etc. There's been no evidence of that. Revealing that his friend and former WWE star Virgil is suffering from health issues, Tatanka posted this on Instagram. Got a message from a friend that Virgil is not doing good and has had several strokes. There is power in prayer. Everyone come together please and say a prayer for Virgil. If it was you, you would want the same. Love one another. We're all imperfect human beings on this journey called life. Addressing those online that are sending his daughter NXT General Manager Ava Raine death threats, The Rock said this on the Pat McAfee show. She's feeling it too. Fan backlash. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes has got to finish his story. By the way, she's also got death threats. It's crazy. Come on guys, we're all in this thing. And by the way, what happens in the middle of the ring and on these storylines, don't forget that. Again, inside baseball, outside the ring, we all talk. We all can figure this thing out while working together. And at the WrestleMania 40 press conference in Las Vegas that was previously mentioned, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins would come out and trade jabs at one another, and then The Rock would come out as Roman Reigns said he chose him to face at WrestleMania 40, although that's not how it works. The Rock would then get booed heavily by fans in attendance, and even took some jabs at the fans. Then he showed the family tree in the back and mentioned wrestling royalty as a family, and Cody Rhodes came out, and Cody Rhodes would declare that he had chosen Roman Reigns to face at WrestleMania. The Rock would then get in his face and end up slapping Cody Rhodes. Then backstage we would see Triple H. The Rock would lead charge with Roman behind him and the rest of the bloodline as they told Triple H to fix this situation. Now there's been a post from Triple H on X that shows Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns facing off against each other at WrestleMania 40, as it looks like, for now, the second night of WrestleMania will see Cody Rhodes challenging Roman Reigns once again in a rematch for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.